Greetings, mateys. The skipper's here. Well, as you know, I'm a real lover of numismatics, and especially the history surrounding the coins and currency that came out in the various years throughout history. But one tends to forget that we have current history too, and even though we delve a lot into stuff that's in the further past, it's kind of nice to take a look at things that went on a little bit closer to the time period that we're living in. Today, I've been looking at the coins, the $20 coins in particular, that came out by the Royal Canadian Mint in 2016 that showed the different types of World War I aircraft. And it was quite interesting to see the beautiful designs that were incorporated in these. This actually a 3-coin series. But 2016 was an interesting year when these came out. You're looking at all kinds of things that went on. Of course, our current Prime Minister was in power at the time, Justin Trudeau, and he announced the appointment of David McNaughton as Canadian ambassador to the United States during 2016. 4 people were killed and 7 others were injured in a shooting spree at a house and a high school in Lac, Saskatchewan in 2016. Things like that, happen during the years, and we tend to put them on the back burner. What do they say? Out of sight, out of mind. Another thing is the Zika virus was reported in Canada for the first time in 2016. And an avalanche back in January of that year killed 5 people and injured 8 near McBride, British Columbia in 2016. So it was quite a rough year for a lot of different people. They had the Saskatchewan general election in 2016, and Brad Wall and the Saskatchewan party ended up in, along with 52 delegates at the 2016 NDP connection, voted in support of a leadership review motion to hold a leadership race within 24 months. Party leader Tom Mulcair announced he'll stay on as leader until his replacement was chosen. So that was happening in politics back then. A really rough period in Alberta in 2016 was the fires in Fort McMurray. And that was absolutely devastating. That happened along with during that time frame. We went through the 2016 census as well. 2 people, including an intern from Red River Community College, were severely beaten by 2 addiction rehab teenagers in Selkirk, Manitoba in 2016. Both victims survived, but the intern actually lost eyesight. There was a large explosion in a house in Mississauga, Ontario. A caravan of motorcycles were wrecked in a chain reaction crash after attempting to pass an RV that was making a left turn. One of the riders was killed, and at least 9 were injured. The wreck happened near Edmundston, New Brunswick. And it's all kinds of things that went, a lot of bad news that happened. A former nurse and serial killer, Elizabeth Westlaufer, was charged with the murders of 8 of her patients. She was accused of killing the elderly victims with insulin injections over a period of 7 years in Woodstock and London, Ontario. I remember that quite well. That was really big in the news back then. And of course, in November of 2016, the Yukon general election was held, and that resulted in a Liberal majority government. So those are little tidbits that happened in 2016 during the time that those coins were produced. And again, you got to look at the history as well as the coins because they're interlinked. They're kind of a little reminder that we've passed through those years, but there's a lot of events, good and bad, that happened But that's one of the beauties of enjoying the history when it's relating to numismatics. So with that, I will let you go, and I wish you all the best. And hope you enjoyed this little tidbit on coinage. I'm going to try to get a little bit more out. But you take care of yourself, and thank you for joining me in this little bit of history about the 2016. Take care.